NASA's Juno spacecraft has sent back the first-ever images of Jupiter's poles, taken during the spacecraft's first flyby of the planet with its instruments switched on. The incredible images show storm systems and weather activity unlike anything previously seen. They reveal stormy conditions, high clouds and a strange blue hue on the planet. Juno successfully executed the first of 36 orbital flybys on August 27 when the spacecraft came about 2,500 miles above Jupiter's swirling clouds. The download of 6 megabytes of data collected during the 6-hour transit, from above Jupiter's North Pole to below its South Pole, took 1.5 days. Unlike rocky Earth and Mars, Jupiter is a gas giant that likely formed first, shortly after the Sun. Studying the largest planet in the solar system may hold clues to understanding how Earth and the rest of the planets formed, astronomers hope. While analysis of this first data collection is ongoing, some unique discoveries have already made themselves visible. First glimpse of Jupiter's North Pole, and it looks like nothing we have seen or imagined before, said Scott Bolton, principal investigator of Juno from the Southwest Research Institute in San Antonio. It's bluer in color up there than other parts of the planet, and there are a lot of storms. There is no sign of the latitudinal bands or zone and belts that we are used to. This image is hardly recognizable as Jupiter. We're seeing signs that the clouds have shadows, possibly indicating that the clouds are at a higher altitude than other features. One of the most notable findings of these first-ever pictures of Jupiter's North and South Poles is something that the Juno camera major did not see. Saturn has a hexagon at the North Pole, said Bolton. There is nothing on Jupiter that anywhere near resembles that. The largest planet in our solar system is truly unique. We have 36 more flybys to study just how unique it really is. Along with Juno cam snapping pictures during the flyby, all 8 of Juno's science instruments were energized and collecting data. The Jovian infrared auroral mapper, supplied by the Italian Space Agency, acquired some remarkable images of Jupiter at its north and south polar regions in infrared wavelengths. JIRAM is getting under Jupiter's skin, giving us our first infrared close-ups of the planet, said Alberto Adriani, JIRAM co-investigator from Istituto di Astrofisica e Planetologia Spaziale, Rome. These first infrared views of Jupiter's north and south poles are revealing warm and hot spots that have never been seen before. And while we knew that the first-ever infrared views of Jupiter's south pole could reveal the planet's southern aurora, we were amazed to see it for the first time. No other instruments, both from Earth or space, have been able to see the southern aurora. Now, with JIRAM, we see that it appears to be very bright and well-structured. The high level of detail in the images will tell us more about the aurora's morphology and dynamics. Among the more unique data sets collected by Juno during its first scientific sweep by Jupiter was that acquired by the mission's radio plasma wave experiment, which recorded ghostly-sounding transmissions emanating from above the planet. These radio emissions from Jupiter have been known about since the 1950s but had never been analyzed from such a close vantage point. Jupiter is talking to us in a way only gas giant worlds can, said Bill Kurth, co-investigator for the WAVES instrument from the University of Iowa. Iowa City WAVES detected the signature emissions of the energetic particles that generate the massive auroras which encircle Jupiter's North Pole. These emissions are the strongest in the solar system. Now we are going to try to figure out where the electrons come from that are generating them. Juno activated its suite of 9 instruments as it soared 2,600 miles above Jupiter's swirling clouds tops, traveling at 130,000 mph, last week. On schedule, the agency tweeted that Juno had successfully completed its closest ever flyby to the planet, the first of 36, which are scheduled to end in February 2018. We are getting some intriguing early data returns as we speak, said Scott Bolton, principal investigator of Juno from the Southwest Research Institute in San Antonio. It will take days for all the science data collected during the flyby to be downlinked and even more to begin to comprehend what Juno and Jupiter are trying to tell us. Juno first swept close to Jupiter when it entered orbit around the planet early last month after a nearly 5-year voyage to help study the solar system's origins. However, all the probe's instruments were turned off not to interfere with its positioning as it entered the 53.5-day orbit. Juno will now be probing Jupiter's many layers to measure their composition, magnetic field and other properties. Scientists hope to learn the source of the planet's fierce winds and whether Jupiter is made entirely of gas or has a solid core. They also expect to learn more about the planet's Great Red Spot, a huge storm that has raged for thousands of years. Saturday's flyby was Juno's first chance to take pictures of Jupiter's mysterious poles. "We are in an orbit nobody has ever been in before, and these images give us a whole new perspective on this gas giant world," said Bolton. Although data from the probe is expected to reach Earth in several days, results from scientists' analysis will take longer. "This is our first opportunity and there are bound to be surprises," Steve Levin, Juno project scientist from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California said. "We need to take our time to make sure our conclusions are correct." Juno is set to make 35 more close passes by Jupiter during its main mission, scheduled to end in February 2018, when the probe will self-destruct by diving into the planet's atmosphere.